right, we're recording. Give it a little time, a little space, some cuts, exactly. I'm gonna move the mic over here a little bit because I want the shirt to be seen.
See, this is the shit we need to put in the damn video. That's gonna get the views.
Yeah, that commercial would definitely pop.
Well, I'll leave it right here. The clicker thing. All right, are y'all ready?
Yeah, that's good.
I said.
Oh, hey there. How you guys doing?
Well,
Later. But hey, how y'all doing?
Great.
This is us, the three amigos, back at you again with another installment of our podcast here. How you guys doing?
Swell.
It's a good Sunday.
It is a good Sunday.
Absolutely, indeed. So, go ahead and get it kicked off. And we're doing the introductions.
It's up to you. This is you.
Absolutely. Well, we'll start with Amigo 1.
This nigga. Hey everybody. Big Red. All that good shit. You nervous? He's nervous. He's trembling.
Hey.
Well,
What is it for you to walk?
I was just listening to that coming in when I was coming
Good.
back.
That was that shit.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm 1.
I'm 2.
I'm 3.
Amigos. So I didn't know we were gonna do that part. Sorry.
It happens.
Well, coming back to you guys today, we have a topic for you. But of course, we'll get you caught up on everything in between. Hopefully, you watched our last episode. We did pretty much the same, but today we got something special for you guys.
Actually, I'm gonna say that. So appreciate everybody. I don't know, y'all have looked. I looked at the views. So I think this is like our second highest views, the last episode.
Okay.
So
We
I really
appreciate
appreciate y'all checking us
Yeah.
out and listening and watching and all that good jazz. So yeah,
Absolutely. And
Thank you.
feedback is definitely encouraged. So
Very much. So.
very much so.
leave comments,
Give it to us.
DMs,
Topic
Dum,
suggestions.
dum, 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 dum.
Twitter,
Dum, dum,
Instagram,
dum, dum,
Facebook, YouTube, all that. You can find us there. Enjoy yourself.
Give it to me, baby. That's a dope ass bass line.
It is.
That is probably,
Yeah.
man, when that bass line hit, you ain't got
Yeah,
no
you
choice
already
but
know.
it.
You just got to groove with it. You gotta
Oh, you know,
groove
I'm
with it.
sorry, your neighbors, I'm stomping. No, they don't look. Okay.
Hey,
You
because
said
we've been
what?
jamming all day.
We really have. You had the groove
We
going.
were talking like what decade we should have been. What you say, college years?
Yep, college years. So 18 to 22, 3.
Yeah.
Or 4.
Or
Or
4, depends
four.
on hey, how you did it.
Yeah.
I said 88 to 92.
I said 88 to 92 or 89, 93, 87, 91, in that
Yeah.
range.
As did I. I don't know. I think that the emergence of hip hop,
Exactly.
especially like the happy rap of that era. That's what would have got
Could
me.
you imagine being 17, 18 at the party when that Mary J. Blige You Remind Me remix dropped?
You remind me.
What did you was dancing. You were dancing. You weren't grinding, you weren't throwing, you weren't twerking, you were dancing.
To use
Coordinated dancing.
To use the term of the time, you would have been jamming.
Jamming on the one.
Hey, house party.
House party. That's what made me think of that question, because niggas was having fun. Niggas had a whole DJ set up in the crib.
But then you had, as much fun as it was, you also had like your juice.
Yeah.
Not even that. Think about Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
Man, like when that shit would have hit.
Fuck the police.
And I thought about like you would transition from that house party-ish type that parents just don't understand to like PE, Public Enemy. Like you've been super conscious, and especially that would have been like around your sophomore, junior year of college. So yeah.
Yeah, so you'd have been woke. That would have been a
lit.
whole different type of woke. And then think about senior year. Them titties. Yeah.
Boy, yeah.
Good times.
But
Good
yeah,
times.
this
Good times that we never lived. Good times.
For those that were a part of those times,
we
Yeah.
salute
I envy my sister, because I mean, you know, there was like 90 to 94. I think she really did graduate in 94. 90 to 94 was her, you know, that was her high school years. Think about it.
good times.
Good times.
I mean, really, during that time, you would have had a great time. All you had to do was avoid crack. Like, that was it.
Yeah, but that was a hard thing, either consumption or selling. Like,
So I have a
distribution.
question. I mean, I know you may, and I know like shade to you because of your age, but you know, you said you remember a couple.
I remember when crack hit North Carolina.
That's what I was about to ask. Like, was crack like crazy in North Carolina, like how it was in Northern City?
Yes,
Oh shit.
because especially like in my hometown, with us being so small, and you know how quickly it runs, like it spreads, it destroyed numerous families, including mine. Mine was affected, and like I saw everything from the crackhead, the functioning crackhead, the motherfucking the regular dealer to the plug. Like I seen all that shit in a day's time. Like dude had a 5.0 Mustang with a TV in it.
I still want one of those.
Never in my life have I seen a TV in a Mustang, and this was in '89, bro.
I still want me to hatch 5.
So that's what. It's crazy that y'all asked about crack because I asked my homies this question the other day. Which did more harm to us as a people, slavery or crack?
Both started by the white man.
And it was like my thing was like crack. The time frame, the 20 years from 80 to 2000, and it did just as much damage in 20 years. So the effectiveness of crack.
That's a heavy question.
That's a heavy question.
That's a heavy ass question.
I would say this. Just to use that point, I don't think that we can answer it just yet. Because you can look at the destruction between that in that small window of time. But you have to think about where it could go. Like, because it produced, you know, some heavy, you know, some money makers during that time. Like what, like
Yeah.
if you look at Jay-Z.
I would say you
Well,
the
admitted.
positive side of it, yeah.
And just see what the effects would be from, you know, the branches created from the wealth opposed to the damage done.
That's a good question.
Also,
that's a good excellent point.
we're still in it though.
Like
It was a couple folks. Yeah, and some guy, I don't know him, and you know, God rest his soul. You know, I hope he's all right wherever he landed. He passed away like maybe about a month or so ago, from like my hometown area, and he passed away from heroin, and I'm like, heroin
In this economy?
in this pandemic, and I mean.
It's not as expensive as you would think.
Well, honestly, and I've always associated heroin with white people.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
And heroin
Yeah.
for the dick.
right. So really, heroin is what that's what I'm like, and I'm like,
So,
and it's like, cause he OD'd from it, and I'm
being
like,
kind of,
wow.
you know, kind of close to the streets. What it is with heroin now is it was a progression from pills. A lot of our people in our community, they started off taking oxys and perks and things like that.
I just found out like a couple people I know take pills, and I'm like, the heck?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like, this is what we become? Is this who we are?
You know, when that little lawsuit and the opioid, you know, epidemic as they're calling, like crack wasn't a epidemic, and now they're trying to get these people help. So the access to those drugs aren't there anymore. Now the next best thing, well, not even the next best thing, but the best thing is heroin. And they're not, a lot of them aren't shooting it up because they look at the ones that shoot it up as junkies. Yeah. But if they snort it, they're not a junkie.
Now, in one of my former places of work, you know, being adjacent to that kind of lifestyle, as you put it, I literally had a patient one day. His insurance didn't cover it that particular month, and he said, "Hey, you know, something needs to be done, or I'm gonna, you know, head down to Beatties Ford Road and take care of it myself."
Oh shit!
Facts.
We was like, "Hey, I mean,
do what you gotta do.
Take that shit up with Medicaid, my brother. I ain't got nothing to do with that."
Yeah.
But you know, it's a tough position to be in.
It is. But we'll say that, like, I feel like we can go like real in depth with this.
Y'all are telling me something.
So yeah, we'll say that we'll table that discussion for a later day.
On a lighter note.
Yeah, on a very lighter note. Congratulations to the Bucks.
You know,
Giannis
life came at me flat.
Nope. We're gonna say his name correctly. We're gonna say, I'm gonna try to pronounce this as correctly as possible for my African people. Antetokounmpo. It's Tumbo. Antetokounmpo. Okay. So he had to change it for vernacular purposes when they went to Greece. So that's why it's pronounced with all of them 17 different letters. But it's very simple. So shout out to Giannis and the Bucks.
I feel like life came at me fast. So just 2 weeks ago, when we were talking about the finals, and I was just like, ain't nobody trying to hear the Milwaukee Bucks being the champions and goddamn it.
Hey, you might have won them the championship. Shout out to you.
I might have, but I was just like, ain't nobody trying to hear no goddamn Milwaukee Bucks.
Ain't nobody coming to see you. Hey, shout out to your friend, your best friend, Carrie.
I know. Her hometown. I know. I know that city was.
Kurt, you see how they was at that parade. Shout out to Raleigh's own PJ Tucker for being the most litest at the parade with that big $1,000 bottle of Ace of Spades.
And I feel bad for
CP.
Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah, shout out to Winston-Salem State.
I fell around. Yeah, I was definitely.
They had a very great run.
They really did. It looked promising.
It did.
It looked promising. He had a believer out of me. Y'all know I wasn't watching NBA.
Yeah,
I wasn't watching it. I still wasn't watching it.
But I keep up with it.
I was keeping up with it. Then I said,
in all fairness, she was.
Then when it tied, I said, oh, buddy. It went to 3. I said, oh, shit.
Because he would have been the second round with the NBA championship.
Yes.
Because Earl the Pearl won.
You best believe Earl the Pearl got one. The only one the Knicks ever won was because he came to the Knicks and saved them. That's why they called him man. Black Jesus. The original.
More importantly, on and better things, I believe we're about 47 days.
Yeah.
47, 46 days.
Until
kickoff.
Oh, okay.
No, skip it over preseason. You know, ain't nobody count that shit. So it's the 9th, Thursday night.
Yeah. It's just always. Ain't it ironic how they always now, like in the past, like 3-4 years, they always put opening night right around September 11th.
Yeah, because the 11th.
Ever since the national anthem controversy.
So that's what I am, here for. I was on NFL Shop this morning.
You ready?
Getting some good things on clearance. I tell you that. Some good things on clearance.
I might need to go check the shop then.
Cause they had Jamal Adams. I might have to cop that Adams. And they had Le'Veon. And then it's the black Le'Veon. So that's all I got.
That black
not on the team no more. Oh my God, they damn near give it away to you.
Let me tell you, it is a $4.50 shirt, a Sam Darnold Jets t-shirt with his number on the back. And I was about to grab it, but all they had left was a medium. And y'all know damn well, a medium I am not.
Say, fuck you. So, Yeah,
medium and a 4X.
They send all the extra shit to like the third. What they can't sell, they send it to like the third world countries.
But what I'm mad about though is, and that's probably where my Robbie Anderson jersey is at. It's probably somewhere in Taiwan.
They probably keep it for a year, try to sell it for a year, and then when the next season hit, they just send it off. Like imagine where all that Phoenix Suns championship shirts is going.
Yeah, it's definitely somewhere in Indonesia.
Yeah, Angola.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, definitely shout out to the NFL coming. I'm ready.
Oh, you and me both.
We doing fantasy with the homies. Y'all trying to get in?
Absolutely. I ain't done fantasy in years.
I will. Yeah, I'm the same way.
I mean, it's like a little $25, so like
$25.
but I mean, the winner at the end.
I mean, I understand it, but damn, we gotta.
The winner at the end gets the whole.
Don't even talk about money with me right now. After I done dropped this money, I have spent. When I say I haven't dropped money this week, no, far from it. No, if y'all see money, I'm about to say, if y'all see my accounts right now, Alexi gonna call me and be like, hey girl.
I'm still upset at one of your purchases.
Yeah. Alexi gonna call me and be like, girl, you're cruising for a bruising if you don't cruising for a bruising if you don't do something about this. You might have to take the card back, gonna revoke your access. Yeah, so don't anything over I hear $20, I'm y'all wild.
Okay, so yeah, I mean it's either 2025, but I mean, I'll give you more details here.
I mean, if y'all trying to donate to the fund, by all means, skip all the pictures.
We might let you play.
I'm about to say, skip all the pictures that y'all see, because that ain't what's going on right now.
You trying to donate anything?
Oh, yeah.
That would definitely be appreciated.
Yeah, so skip what you said.
We take all donations.
I got everything, from Zelle, Cash App,
I'll take
Venmo. You said what?
I said, I'll take canned goods. I'll take those.
No.
Well, I know the fairs is coming up. You can get in the fair for free with some candy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel you.
Damn, the fair sure is.
It's
coming up.
Oh,
yes.
Funnel cakes, here I come.
No.
Damn, I just thought about this.
I've been a fan of funnel cakes.
I gotta be in the mood for them. Yeah, I gotta be in the
Y'all
mood.
don't fuck with funnel cakes?
I gotta be. I have to be in the mood for them.
Yeah,
I didn't say I didn't fuck with them at all. I just
You
had
know what I'm saying?
to.
Like, I done made them shits at the crib before. Like, I was,
Yeah. I have to be in a fair atmosphere.
Yeah. I can get them shits
Man,
on
the fall is
Tuesday.
coming, man. The fall is coming. I'm ready for the fall.
I am
so
ready
I
for
can
the
start
fall.
putting on clothes and getting fresh.
Yeah, fall is.
Jacket seasons.
Yeah, I'm ready for fall too. Cardigans.
What? Fresh.
Blowouts.
Hoodies.
Blowouts.
Then you can wear your real hair again.
Yes. Oh man.
But for us fellas, Chris, boy, gotta get boggins, beanies, and hats, man.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm just looking forward to being able to ride down the street with the window up. It's the small things. Gotta turn my air off.
Oh
man. So before we get into the episode, I do just want to highlight, a couple things here. We'll just shout out to the, Black creative women out here in that space. You know what I'm saying?
Black women matter.
Every day, twice on Sundays. They're just doing some great things, man. We got Misha Green, 18 Emmy nominations for Lovecraft Country.
For a show that got canceled. That's the part that throws.
I know they just feel like ass monkeys, but he not there. Courtney Kemp, killing it with Power.
On the third
book 2 and 3. I like both of them, honestly.
I have not watched neither one.
Yeah, I haven't.
I like
book 2 or Raising Cane.
Yeah.
Raising Cane is pretty cool. It's gonna give you Get Rich or Die Trying vibes.
And
hopefully they get past that.
That's why too.
Power Book 2, it actually makes you like Tariq, which is a hard thing. And by her reaction, it gives it lets you further know how good of a writer that they have over there. If it makes me like Tariq.
Speaking of that, so going through my memories or whatever, and this is normally when Power is going on.
Yeah.
And so almost once a week, my memories is no, not even that. I was like, fuck Holly, she gotta die. Fuck Angela, she gotta die. Every other week. And I laughed. I was like, damn, that show was bad.
Your dreams came true.
Yeah.
Everybody died.
and stuff. And then I think the last one was like, yo, Tommy, the only nigga I fuck with, or whatever. And look who's left.
Oh yeah, his show is coming early 2022.
Oh, I was about to say, we're a little behind.
Yeah.
Now that I probably won't fuck with.
Yeah, fuck with
I didn't even know. He has like a power.
Yeah.
His book is coming out too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought he would have some other shit going on because he is completely different, like in real life, opposed to the character.
But he always plays like something totally off because he was the skinhead in Higher Learning.
No, that was Michael Robin.
No, I thought Tommy was in that too. No, that was Michael.
Robin.
I thought Tommy was in. I thought he was one of the other skinheads. I thought he was like one of the extras, not the skinhead.
Okay, yeah, he might have been.
Yeah, I was not the skinhead. But yeah.
I know he played. If you ever watched Jack Reacher, he played in Jack Reacher.
With Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I can't tell you the last time I seen a Tom Cruise movie.
Hey, Tom.
Hold on, no, pause. We get back to black folks. Let's stop.
Okay.
We talking about white people.
Issa. Shout out to Issa Rae. Last season of Insecure just wrapped a couple, about a month or two ago. Can we get a moment of silence for Insecure?
It's really one of the greatest shows.
Great.
And now that that moment of silence is over, let's argue. No, I'm just
But she got cast
Lawrence
as
is a fuck
one
nigga,
of the first black Spider Woman. So I think that's pretty dope.
Pretty
in
dope.
That space. Meg Thee Stallion out here got cast in the She-Hulk series. So
let's shout out to her just because.
Just because.
And I think didn't she just get a Nike deal too? I think she got a Nike endorsement.
That's a finely tuned young lady.
She got a Nike deal?
I think she got a Nike.
That's
why I was like, we might be calling her Megan the endorsement. That's what we might be calling her.
That shit might be just as big as Ivy Park because Ivy Park is out here fucking.
Did you ever watch? Cause you said Ivy Park, that made me think about. I know you watched P Valley.
Where the girls get naked.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Have you seen? She's the one of the ambassadors for Ivy Park, and she looks.
Man, shout out to everybody out here.
But did you ever watch P Valley?
Bro, please go back and watch P Valley
yes.
before the second season.
Yeah,
please.
Now I'm telling you, the shit gonna start off a little slow. I mean, as every new show, it's gonna start off a little slow. So you be like, but by like episode 8, you're gonna be like.
When Mercedes hit that pole, nigga, you be like, all right, I'm here for it.
I would definitely give it a shot.
Yeah.
But I just want.
I mean, you said episode 8.
Oh yeah, let's shout out to that big ass flex that NBC and Maria Taylor did. That shit was dope. Shout out to Maria.
Cause she's over there at the Olympics.
Yes. Flexed on her. Fuck it, I don't want to cover the NBA. I'll cover the Olympics.
Didn't miss a check.
Who wants to be seen by a million when I'm gonna get seen by
billions?
Yes.
Big check.
Shout out fucking Maria Taylor.
And she handled that situation with grace.
She really did, because she could have really.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I seen somebody was like, I'm surprised they didn't make her sign a non-compete. You can't make someone sign a non-compete when you don't renew their contract. Yeah. They didn't quit. You didn't fire them. You chose not to bring this person back. Right. So like a free agent.
Money.
Yeah.
Big
money. Yeah.
Cause we talking about black folks, but I know, and I apologize for this horrible segue, but I'm about to go into, cause I'm about to bring up a white man. I know. Oh dear. Cause you said it. So whoever brought the idea to Vincent Kennedy and everybody else at WWE to have SmackDown at Rolling Loud was a genius.
Yeah, that shit was genius.
And I'm glad Vince signed off on it. But only because Bianca is the champion, and to have like an all black champion like at one of like the biggest music festivals of the year. I thought that was pretty dope, And
you're gonna have what? How many people were there? 100,000 to
it was people. Right. Whether they knew what was going on or not, whether you cared what was going on,
they still count
and stuff. I mean, that brings on to me. I just like, because one we had, and they knew who to send to. They knew exactly. They knew exactly. They sent the right one.
They sent the right one.
And then to have Wale out there as well.
He's a super duper wrestling fan.
Exactly. So I mean, he's done. He's Big E's He did Biggie's theme song and stuff.
Zelda was out there too. I wonder if they caught any of the match because they are real huge wrestling fans too. I know y'all might not listen to their music, but like they go back and grab some of the like greatest promos for like their skits, and that should be so super dope. Like dude got he got $1 Million Man promo when they were making the $1 Million belt. Oh my god, that
you know they brought that back. It's on NXT.
The $1 Million belt.
Yeah, remember the $1 Million belt?
Yeah, $1 Million Man is he's like one of like the advisors. Because William Regal was the GM. Sorry, no, we can get into that. But yeah, they brought back.
Matter of fact,
yeah, that's just prime.
We need to have a wrestling. That might be the next episode.
To talk about wrestling.
We're gonna do a wrestling episode.
Oh, you know what? Matter of fact, and that will work too because SummerSlam. Because the weekend that I said it is SummerSlam. So.
And matter of fact,
yes.
While we are shouting out black women, we do have one sitting with us who is on a multitude of platforms and has a wrestling podcast of her own.
Please,
she would like to, kind of plug that a little bit.
I can. So, Suplex is a Shea Butter with two other beautiful black queens, Tanya and Tyler. I actually got to record that later on this evening. On Twitter is Black Girl Res, WRES. And then we are on Spotify and I'm trying to think. Spotify, just go to Spotify. And that'll take you where you need to go. But yeah, Suplexes and Shea Butter. We talk. And it's fire too. I appreciate them for bringing me in. They were looking for a third person, and I just happened, I believe, God put me in the right place at the right time to see the advertisement for it. And I was like, hey, I'm a black girl that likes wrestling. And it was like, you know it. And I'm like, hell yeah. And boom, here we are.
Oh, shit.
Talk your shit, game violence.
I try to be, So it'll be 1 year. September will be 1 year.
Oh, shit. Now,
since I've joined. And, crazy, that's wrestling side of Twitter. And I laugh, too, because, I'm on my main Twitter majority of the time. Mm-hmm. But, man, all I can do is miss. Like, right now, all hell could be breaking loose. And I come back and it just be like fire going on wrestling Twitter. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
You gotta go back and trace.
Exactly, and stuff like that. But
the Twitter be funny and shit.
And wrestling Twitter is one of them. It's like it's really like a whole little world. Seriously. And it just be blocked out from everything else. And it be all about that.
And one thing I do want to emphasize, you did kind of mention it, but I do want to emphasize it is a wrestling podcast with 3 black women.
Yes.
3 black women.
Knowledgeable black women. But a good thing about it is, we're going to talk about wrestling. That's a given. Mm-hmm. But we do talk about other events that mainly deal with black women, from dating, relationships, life, money, jobs, children, because Tanya is the only one out of us 3 who's a mother, and stuff like that, and everything. We were talking about the election when that was going on last year. You name it, we talk about it outside of wrestling. So that's the other thing that I do appreciate about it. But yeah,
I just did want to emphasize you guys carving out that space.
We're trying to do things with it, especially now that it's getting back on the road, and all that stuff like on the road. So I appreciate you. Thank you for shouting us out. Follow us on Twitter and listen to our episode on Spotify. But okay, back to this.
All right, so
I guess we can definitely go ahead and get into the topic of the day.
Today's topic.
These men folks got something to say about this.
I got a few things.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shut up and stay in a woman's place, because that's what we don't talk about.
we might have buttered you up. No, I'm just But now, today we definitely want to tackle gender roles. It's a very hot topic, especially amongst our community.
Yes. These niggas out here wilding.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did say I'm gonna say
niggas,
I said I was
being a gender neutral term in this aspect.
Absolutely. Women be wilding too.
It's some shit going on now.
But it's all love.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
We're not judging.
Let me pause real quick, because I just remembered this. So the other night, my dad and I were talking. I don't know. We were saying something about cussing out. And I was like, because I'm an EOC. And he was like, what the? He says, and I called, what the hell that mean? Exactly. I'm an equal opportunity customer. And like my dad just like bust out. He was like, and he knew, he said, so that means any and everybody. And he said the same thing. Right. And he was like, you gonna cuss out kids if need be and stuff. And he was just like, and then he said he's on the mentally challenged. I said, Dad, I think that's where I draw the line at. I said, that was the question I got. I said, that's why I draw the line. He was like, okay. He's like, I ain't think it was that bad and stuff. He was like, hey. So you gotta love Rob, man. He knew where I was coming from. He knew where I was coming from. But okay, sorry. Back to
I was just gonna say a small aside. We might have to start cussing to these kids because I've deduced that we probably might want to stay physically fit until we're like 80. Because these kids,
they ain't taking care of their ass.
No.
They don't give a fuck.
No.
They gonna fight us. But yeah, getting back to it. Gender roles. How do we feel about them, guys?
How do you define them first?
Guys. Men.
I do apologize. So I'll definitely try to keep up with the pronouns.
Keep it very gender
Very, very. So please don't attack us because that shit makes my head hurt. But one good thing about that though, just to make a note of it, I had a conversation with my goddaughter. She got a birthday coming up, but and she ran it down for me. She'll be 13 this year.
Damn.
And she ran down the full examples, scenarios, kids that she knew as far as like the pronouns and how they're supposed to be accurately used, and it blew my mind.
But that's the thing though, Chris. With that, they're gonna be the ones that teach it because they deal with it every day. Because these kids are becoming more aware of their gender identity, and so they know they have the freedom. So like we ain't gonna talk about the generations before us, our parents, our aunties, and shit like that. Like they ain't gonna listen to the shit.
No. No.
We gonna be the ones that's like we're more open to it and understand it.
Yeah, we're like the bridge.
Yeah, we definitely are the bridge.
But it just shocked me because that's a lot on a kid.
Right.
Very much so.
Very much so.
It's a lot.
Like, think about, we all pretty much are in the same age group. So think about us trying to deal with that. Man, that shit would not have flown back in the late 90s and 2000s.
Man.
With that, and I mean, there's no disrespect, not like we're rude or, but I just could not imagine.
Different culture?
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit that's considered bullying now. That shit was just joking and picking when we was growing up.
Right.
Like, only bullying that we were really taught was physical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think about it. I ain't gonna say I was a bully, but calling Pop Top Girl for like 5 years.
Pop Tart girl.
Remember I told you about the girl that tried to burn up a Pop Tart in the microwave?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that was 8th grade, so that was 2000? 2000 to 2005. That girl, Pop Tart girl. Somebody, matter of fact, she lives like up here, I think, and she worked with a friend of mine, and so we tell people about yourselves or whatever, and she like, yeah, I'm from Hillsborough, and so my homegirl was like, oh, I know, my homegirl's from Hillsborough, and she was like, what's her name, and then she was just like, it's Robin. And she was like, oh, I know, I went to school with her, whatever. Tell her, I said, hey. So, homegirl was like, hey, such and such, hit you up. And I said, hey. I was like, who the hell is that? She was like, she said y'all went to school together. I don't know who this girl is. And I was like, you got to show me a picture or something like that. And then finally I was like, oh, Pop Tart girl. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, damn. I mean, because I've called her that for so long. I forgot every girl's real name.
That's tough.
That's it. I know.
That's tough.
Hey. Should have never did that shit. Should have never wrapped that shit up. Okay, but sorry.
And now think about meeting a kid in school and not knowing
what to call them,
what they want to be that day. Because apparently that's one of them. Like you can change your pronouns at your whim.
Like at any time.
At any time.
Oh shit, I might do that. I might do that at work.
You gonna be there? You call me Dave for the day?
Call me Dinosaur.
She's a
Look, call me Dinosaur. So Dinosaur said that. Look, I'm like, shake me up.
I did feel a little bit bad because it was me and my homeboy. It's his daughter. So we like to joke. So we were like the main overall point that we wanted to get to her was that you can be open to different things. You can be open and participate and everything, but at the end of the day, you have to be true to yourself.
Right.
So we would make the jokes about the different pronouns and everything to kind of reinforce to her, like, however you feel about it, that's how it is. But the confusion, one of the ones that stuck out to me was like, if you had a teacher who was kind of trying to figure out what they wanted to be that day, and you had to kind of like hey, like mamster. Miss Sam. Hey, teach.
He said, you better do the Scott Hall. Hey, yo.
Mamster.
Hey, yo.
But yeah, it's a very, very touchy subject. We can.
Now, how do you guys think how that's going to play out and reinforce, like, for the future? Like, how do you see kids growing up now defining gender roles? Will it be more open, or will we still have that presence of being able to kind of guide them as far as what we are accustomed to?
I think as an overall society, there aren't going to be any gender roles. Now, you will have certain sections, certain people and families that will teach certain gender roles that have been taught throughout the generation. But I think overall as a society, the man goes to work, woman takes care of the house. That shit is definitely out the window.
I agree, but I also think it's the household that said child or children are being raised in currently. So, like, I'll take for an example. Yesterday, wherever we go, my nephew opens up the door. That's been taught since day one, since he's been walking. You open up the door for women, and stuff like that. And so he did that, and the lady was like, "Oh, you're such a good young man." Damn right, that's what we raised him to be, and stuff. And so then I saw this on Twitter like a couple of nights ago about it was like 3 different pictures, and it was like, what's wrong with these pictures? And it was like 3 different couples on a sidewalk. And what was wrong with all 3 were the women were closer to the road. So I asked Tyler, I'm like, all right, you and your girl walking down the sidewalk. He was like, I'm closer to the road. I was like, hey, look,
just in case I get hit, I'll be the one.
And stuff.
But that's the thing, like.
But so I'm with that. What?
Oh, nothing.
No.
I just saw something brewing.
You say you with that?
No, I'm with that, like in that part of a gender role aspect and stuff like that. But he also knows, I'm raised in the household, still in the household now. My mom does the cooking, she does the cleaning, my daddy pays the bills. I ain't with all that. I ain't gonna be cleaning up this house by my goddamn. We live in this house together, don't we? Goddamn it. I'll sweep here, you vacuum here. We meet in the middle or whatever. The only thing I probably would, the bathroom is mine, because I just really don't think nobody gonna be able to do it like I want to do it. But everything else, it's fair game. And so that aspect, yes, teaching Tyler, you need to learn how to cook on your own. You need to be able to clean on your own, all that stuff like that. Y'all know I love my daddy to the end of the world. Don't follow Papa. Look, Papa and Gigi got a whole other thing going on. That ain't gonna fly. That's not gonna fly. Not in today's world and stuff like that. And and my niece is she's me. So
then
God bless the nigga to get.
That's where like even down to the walking on the sidewalk, even that's gonna go away. Like even like as far as like, I hate to bring this up and make it racial, but it's certain things that we teach in our community that is just in the overall structure of American society is gonna go away. Like as black folks, we're gonna always teach our boys to open doors, walk on the outside, be there, be the man of the household, because to us that's protection. You know what I'm saying? Because we emphasize certain things as far as protection of our women, right? In other aspects or other places in this society, the women are saying to their men, we don't need nor do we want your protection. So we're gonna walk on the outside. We're gonna take care of the household. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as an overall society, that's where it's going. But we ourselves, most of us, are going to hold that. You know what I'm saying? Those traditional gender roles.
And let me jump in like really quick, because in speaking with my goddaughter, she addressed the holding the door situation. Ironically enough, she said that it is becoming the proper way to handle that situation is that you allow her to open the door, but you fully open it to allow her to walk through it.
So like she initiates and you just hold it?
Yeah, she pulls the door, and then you're supposed to engage beyond that point to allow her to walk through.
Okay. I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, I guess.
I think it's a crock.
But that's because we were raised to feel like a woman needs us to open that door for her. She needs us to walk on the outside of the sidewalk. So in case something happens, we were going to be the first ones to take any and every, punishment for whatever. They don't think like that no more. Like, and sad to say, a lot of these little boys don't care.
But we also got to think about the structure of the household. That definitely has changed, tremendously. Because I'll be honest, because my niece and nephew live 24/7, pretty much all of their lives at my parents' house, to have my father, as the man of their home and stuff like that, to see that, to learn that type of things. But what if, my sister being a single mom, and what if they weren't living 24/7 in the home? Would my nephew still have those same, or would we be teaching him, or, would he have seen those same traditional gender roles? And I do agree. I do think it is an African, because all the pictures that I saw that night on Twitter were all African Americans.
Yeah.
Nobody was white. And I'm not going to say white men do. Because I feel like, even though we're here in the South and we're in predominantly racial times or whatever the case may be, I do feel like if I am walking up to a door and it may be it depends on who the white guy is.
He'll
open up the door, or if I'm going in and they're coming out, type of deal.
That might be more of a regional thing, though.
Well, true.
Just like we're very respectful, very mannerful here in the South. Like, the shit blew my mind the first time I spoke with someone from up north and called them ma'am or sir, and they told me not to do so. Like, it was like a disrespect to them. And I'm like, I'm trying to show you respect, and you're telling me that's not respect. You know what I'm saying? You just want to be called by your name, and my mind doesn't condition me to do so. It's like, you're 65 years old, but you want to be called Jonathan. My mother, if she heard me call you Jonathan, she gonna slap the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Now, okay. That's
maybe
interesting.
Mr. Jonathan.
Now, it's interesting you say that, because, all right, so, we all work with teams, and I think it's funny that, we all could be co-workers or friends with somebody who's 20 years older than us.
Thanks.
And stuff like that. So, on my team, it's two ladies. They're both in their 60s. One of them is black, one of them is white. Mm-hmm. The black lady, all black folks call her Miss so-and-so. The white lady, blank, her name. Janice. Right. We do not call her Miss nothing.
I'm sorry to all the Janices again.
I know you did. And I don't know I thought about it one day too, because I've never called her, the white lady, I have never called her Miss so-and-so. ever since the first day I met. But soon as I met Miss Blank, boom. It's been like that, you know. Automatic. And I mean, and I ain't gave it a second thought.
You see yourself. And you see, you know what I'm saying? You see yourself in the older lady. So you know.
And both of them are nice. Both of them, you know, they ain't like they came at me different ways.
But you know.
I knew better.
If your mama was to see you, she might side-eye you for calling this older white lady just Janice. But if she heard you or saw you as they say, put that handle, you better put that handle on that name. And that's what she gonna look at you and tell you. You better put that handle on that name.
And that's why I was saying like with the door situation, like it's a crop because you can be as independent as you would like to be, but certain gestures show respect.
And I agree because let me tell you, that's probably one thing I do not like with a black man. Regardless what black man I'm with, you better open up that door. Like I better not touch that door. If I'm ahead of you, I'm gonna stop. And I was on a date with a guy, and I did it, and he didn't open up the door. He was like, "What's going on?" Oh, okay, baby, I see where this is about to go. Okay, I had to open up this own door. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up. Let's go ahead and because Annie, what's the little meme from The Simpsons when the granddaddy walk in into the bar and turn around and walk back out? That's pretty much how I felt. Like, you know, we go ahead and turn this right on back around and stuff. And I agree that shows. Oh my God, I don't even want to say. I guess I will use respect because I don't want to say protection or whatever. It's just
because I will say this. I'm not going to say that I have an issue with it. Like if you were to stand there, I would open the door. My thing is, if I'm out with a young lady or with anyone, I play the background. Like I will be behind as protection. Like I don't. If there might be an instance where you get to the door before me because I'm, you know, being vigilant behind you. Like that's just who I am as a person. I don't mind opening the door and I don't want it to come off as I don't. But I think it would look a little bit goofy to be like, oh, excuse me, let me get the door for you.
Well, no, I mean.
But and then on the other side of that coin is, you know, dang, I don't know the lyrics to that Megan Thee Stallion song. Or is it Megan Thee Stallion?
What's the
name? It might be City Girl. Something about not giving a fuck about a nigga.
Oh, that's City Girls.
Okay, yeah. At the same time, you can have that approach as well, and then be like, look, you know, open your own door. Yeah. I'm letting you be you.
True, but I will say I appreciate what's the word? Chivalry. And I think I ain't gonna say it's a lost art or a lost thing, so to speak. Definitely, I think it's more prominent in the South. Cause them Northern men, I'm not giving a fuck. Let me tell you, them Northern niggas do not give a fuck about holding the door, opening the door, and none of that shit. What's wrong with you? You got 2 hands? I mean, I don't know. That's just something. I'm not gonna say it's a deal breaker, but that is one thing. And I've always dated guys, you know, whether they good guys or not. That's one thing that, you know, every nigga has done. And I agree. Now you say that. Just ran into that situation the other night. Like I'm walking ahead and I'm like, damn. Then I was like, oh shit, look, I got Secret Service behind me.
Kind of implied.
Yeah.
But I feel you, Chris. I do pretty much the same thing. Like I try to, you know, as we're walking up, take a couple steps back, just so I can, like you said, look at the situation, make sure you know everything.
And y'all staring at ass.
That as well.
I mean, but it's my ass to stare at. So why wouldn't I be staring at it? And then as I get to the door, I reach around and open said door.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I do that because I can definitely.
But kind of I have a great question, right?
Ooh, let us have it.
I know.
So like,
you better be good too.
No. And, like, you gonna like this because what is it? No ass without finance or something. What's your
no romance without finance?
Yeah, that's your shit, right? So boom. So we was on the, like I said, we be on the phone with the fellas during the day, right? So we were talking something similar about gender roles, and I proposed a question to them and was like, so if a man, traditional gender role say if the man is taking care of the household, i.e. finances, the woman should, i.e. take care of the household, cook, clean, raise the bearing of the children, right? So, question is, Chris, okay, so to you, Chris, if you're doing all that, and your woman isn't doing, say, 25%, 30, 40% of that, other side of the household, how do you feel about that? B, what do you do about that?
When I think about a structure like that, or the more traditional structure, I think of it more from just like our primal nature, like what's innate to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually thinking about it, earlier today. That in that situation, that would tell me that I need to be more of a man. Like I need to, even if I am picking up the slack from or if I'm handling the finances or whatever, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, there's something there to where she doesn't respect what I'm doing. Because I'm a firm believer that for women, they have that level of respect for a man that makes them feel like a woman.
Mm-hmm.
We just talked about that.
We did. So, to me, that it's not even necessarily what I'm doing. Is what it is. Why we have that disconnect? Why don't you feel as comfortable in your femininity with
to be
me?
able to do this? So you're gonna try to find where it is that
the disconnect.
Would you say that's a disconnect? And because when I hear disconnect in that sense, I'm thinking like disconnect between the two people.
But I
think it might be more of a disconnect in her understanding.
What? And then in effect, and the cause and effect, it affect the disconnect between you two.
Yeah. Because
but if you're doing everything that she is expecting you to do, where is the disconnect?
And a disconnect doesn't have to come from you. So from the man, it doesn't have to be your disconnect. It's her disconnect to you, not between you two. If that makes sense.
So like, not me saying that I need to step up my game or be more of a man.
Right.
It's more so of, where in what area do I not have her feeling secure? Because I feel like that's a
good point. I like that.
I feel like a lot of times that's what dooms the relationship from a role standpoint, is just security. If I have a woman, and I feel like I'm doing what I need to do, but she feels as though she has to step on my toes from a role standpoint, then that means that there's an area that she feels as though she has to pick up slack. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like she feels like she has to do that, not necessarily that she needs it done her way or whatever the case may be. If I cement the fact that I've got this handled, a woman will naturally let a man handle it.
Hello?
Yeah.
Preach.
And the reason I'm glad you explained it that way to our followers, because the vast majority outside of the ones that, we were discussing, outside the men that were in relationships, mm-hmm. like the men in relationships, that was our approach to it. Mm-hmm. Like, what can we do to not really fix the situation, but we're going to diagnose and see where the disconnect is, like you said. But the single niggas, cut that bitch off, find another.
Yeah, because I was gonna I want to make the point, and this ain't me. This is Patrice O'Neal. He is as far as, man-woman relations, he is a guru. And what he said was, for all the guys out there who feel as though, you can't keep your woman in check, or she's doing X, Y, and Z, or there's that disconnect there. He was saying that it's in a woman's nature to test your manhood
every day.
Like, if you feel like she's nagging, or she's doing X, Y, and Z, like she's trying to be too independent while she's with you, that's what she's supposed to do. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to do what you're supposed to get her to shut up. Like, to get her to just stop. You're supposed to provide her that security to say, okay, I got a solid nigga.
If you don't give her nothing to complain about, what's she gonna complain about?
She'll find something. I swear to God, she will. But that's what you got to do. You got to keep that in mind.
That's
not necessarily.
But not necessarily. Like you said, if you're providing that security, and it's, I think security is a real strong word, but it's more like, if a woman knows that she can say, hey, I need gas in my car. That's all she can say. Like, this could be a text that she sent you at 2 o'clock, like, damn, I forgot to get gas in my car, right? And by the time she wakes up the next morning, that damn tank is full. That's, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what they, like you said, that's the type of shit that a woman will, as the old school word, submit to.
Get your dick sucked as soon as you walk in the
house. And you heard it first, fellas.
And let me tell you, and that's why I said I ain't never did it, because I ain't done it.
I'm throwing the oil change too.
But from a woman's point of view, Robin, am I correct? Is that the type of things that will make a woman?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yes. You ain't got to finish the question. Okay, yes. Okay. That definitely. I mean, it's the sense of security will have putty in your hands from a woman. When she feels safe, when she feels protected, when she feels secure, when she feels the absolute love, that you will have the best woman. The minute that shit gets a little rocky,
that's when you go to question.
Yeah, and then that's when you
that's when you got to follow.
Yeah. That's when you got. Yeah. So
the iPhones in the car.
As you stupid. As a man, Chris. So, what is it from that a woman can do to make you want to be that role? Like, what makes you? What is she giving you that makes you want to be that protector, that provider, that, you know what I'm saying, without question though, without being told, without, just because?
You know what, too, for me, just hearing that question, there's two answers for me. First is a genuine love. Because a lot of times, I was just thinking about the dynamic of relationships and what really will, keep a man invested into a relationship. And this is actually having somebody that you feel as though really gives a fuck about you. Like, at the end of the day. So I would say that would, keep me motivated to make sure that she's safe, she's secure in the relationship. And also support.
So she believes in you.
Buying in.
That's my man.
Is this your man?
Mm-hmm.
Him right here.
Mm-hmm. Look at the screen. Mm-hmm. And I'm still beside.
But yeah, and just on a personal note, I had a relationship where she didn't listen to shit I said. She didn't listen to a motherfucking thing I said. And it would rack my brain because that was our disconnect. I'm trying to lead.
God damn it,
you're
woman.
not trying to follow. And it was kind of the same. We were saying the same thing.
Just in two different ways?
Yeah.
So with that, hold on, so pause. what was her background growing up to make her realize, or to get her to that point that she didn't feel like she needed to listen or to follow or whatever the case may be? Because I think that, to me, I feel like that also plays a major role.
I was gonna say, because
that plays a major role.
I have a similar situation. It wasn't that she didn't listen to anything I said. It's just that every suggestion or everything that I brought to the table was questioned.
Oh man.
And
but what was the? But okay, so to you, what was her background?
The background was she came from a 2-parent household, but her daddy was a simp.
Mm-hmm.
Or her daddy is a simp.
Shout out to the simps.
And it's not a bad thing. It's just that it was defined that no matter what her dad said or did, her mom made the last decision. So I'm coming from just a single parent home where, we go, what's logical here?
Yeah.
So I'm coming with logical, fact-based answers, but you question it every fucking time. So that's where I disconnect with.
Hold on, because that's before I forget. That was the one question I did want to ask both of y'all about this episode. Coming from single parent households, how did that shape your perception of gender roles? Because coming into being men,
I personally, I'm 50-50. Because, like, I have the logic-based thinking of a single parent. So I got that shit from my mama. But I also saw defined gender roles within a marriage and a relationship with my Aunt Paula and my uncle and my father.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit of both. So it just depends on the situation with me. I lean a little more towards traditional, but it's like 52-48 or something. Like it's really, really close.
Those some numbers, okay.
For me, like a majority of my childhood, the structure I saw was my grandparents. It was very traditional. Granddaddy went to work for about 10, 12
about
hours a day.
15 hours a day.
Grandma had that plate ready, hot and ready.
Had the food ready,
Full
house
course.
spick and span. He just came home, hopped in the shower, sat in his chair.
In his chair.
And his food was coming to him. And so
watch
that
a little Murder, She Wrote, a little Jeopardy.
little Walker
Texas Ranger, yeah.
And
Look,
by the
look,
time
look,
laid
well,
down,
a little hit of the
that's
night,
all
and that's
over
it.
with.
Yeah, it was about time to go.
And them clothes for the next day was already ironed and pressed and ready for go.
What? That's what grandma did all day. She didn't work, but I mean, she was domestic. Like she was did the cooking, the cleaning, the child rearing, because she would look after me, my brother, and our cousin.
I got a question.
And wash clothes, all that kind of good stuff. But I think what kind of doomed me as far as a relationship standpoint was in having a single mother. I know for me personally, I had that empathy to where I think not that I exalted her too high, but she was my example for women, and that was, I put them on a pedestal that might have been a little bit too high.
Cause ain't nobody gonna be.
And that's a great point, Chris. Like I never really thought about it.
Ain't nobody ever gonna be none.
In that aspect, but in that aspect though, Robin, I'm sure within relationships, my mama had her faults.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, absolutely.
But I never, as coming, like you said, coming from that single parent home, you bet what follow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I seen my mom, have a couple boyfriends throughout my life, and it was like, my mama won't never the cause of the breakup. You know what I'm saying? When she might have been. But in my eyes.
You said otherwise, it's go.
So, like you said, she was the beacon, the shining example, you know what I'm saying, of what I thought a woman should look like. Okay. But my question here is, right?
Oh, let me.
Go ahead, finish.
So I ain't want to make it seem as though I'm saying
you trying to date your mom.
bitches ain't shit.
Oh.
I ain't trying to make it sound like that. I was just saying like with that, I've always had a reverence for women in general to the point to where, like I felt like that's what they responded to, and not necessarily. From that security standpoint, I always felt like more emotion would get more out of a woman than it would leadership, if that makes sense.
So I asked that to you guys because coming from a 2-parent household, I also would say it's 50-50 for me. And the reason why I'll say that is because I had 2 examples of non-traditional and traditional. Mm-hmm. Non-traditional are my parents. When I was growing up, my mother was in school getting her degree. So literally, I'm on the bus at 7:35, bye mama, bye daddy. I get off the bus, or either I'm in after school. My father is either picking me up, or somebody's picking me up, or whatever. From that, I wouldn't see my mama until like 9 o'clock at night, 9 or 10, because she went to night school after she got off work. My mom worked 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, and then she was in night school. So it was my dad and I who were to fend for ourselves. But on the flip side of it, where I lived, where I grew up at, so my house is here, right next door here is my great aunt and uncle's house, and then across the street from there is my grandmother's house. So I had houses to go to. So it just depended on who. If my dad didn't get me what I wanted to eat, which was very rare, then I knew I could call Henry and Beatrice with it and be like, I want this, that, and so, what are y'all having tonight? And they having this. So I go over there. So Uncle Henry was the worker. Mm-hmm. He worked at the mills up until he retired. By the time I came around, he was retired. But still, because we did farm work outside at the house and stuff, so we're doing farm. I was outside. I was outside with him doing farm work. But Aunt Beatrice was in the house, keeping the house clean, like you said, like with your grandmother and all the stuff like that, and getting that. So I saw that role. So by the time we come in, dinner's ready or almost ready. We sitting down, like you said, got his chair. Yep. Nobody sat in his chair. I sat in his chair because
you were lucky.
I was like the other granddaughter, so I was able to sit in the chair or whatever.
There wasn't no grown ass going in the chair.
No, not at all.
Not even his wife.
Not really.
She respected. That's crazy that even the wife respected that man enough not to sit in his chair
and stuff. So I saw that aspect. So because Aunt Beatrice was domestic all her life, and same thing with my grandmother. My grandfather passed away when I was like 1. So, but even with him being gone, my grandmother was still domestic. She never worked a day in her life either. So I saw that traditional part where she kept her house clean and all that stuff like that. But if she needed the yard to be mowed or all that stuff like that, my dad didn't mow the yard, but we paid somebody to come mow the yard. Or my uncles and them, would come by, fix the plumbing, fix this, that, and the third. So we still, I saw all of that to kind of shape who I am today. Mm-hmm. But my father, but in my actual household, both people bringing home the bacon, both people, working great jobs. It was collective stuff, but we still knew that, what we go by is that the man is the head of the household and all that stuff like that. And, ask my daddy, happy wife, happy life.
He the figurehead, Rod the figurehead.
Right. So, but now it has switched to the traditional.
Yeah.
Because my mother is retired now. My dad still works and stuff. And so she is doing the cleaning and the cooking.
Yeah,
and, like I was there Friday.
We know who made the decision now. So, like Rod, he just, how like.
My dad is so easygoing, and not because he's a simp. He just.
It's not that he's a simp. What it is he knows he knows his wife and he respects his wife so much that he knows the income she brings to him.
Right.
It ain't no need to question it. No need to question it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and sign off on it.
Exactly.
And still maintain my head of the household role, even though she's making these decisions.
But I bet she, it depends on what it was. Some stuff, my mom be like, or no, he'd be like, and my daddy was a typical dad. Go ask your mama. Like he just didn't even, he didn't even want to be bothered. I could be like, I need this, that, and the third. He'd be like, go ask your mama, see what she say. And stuff, cause he just, and I mean, it's kind of like that now with the kids. Like, what did Gigi say? Because he just don't want to be bothered with the.
Now, why am I in this?
Right, exactly. Like, especially like if he watching news, he watching ESPN, or he watching racing. Those are the wrong time, or wrestling. Those are the wrong times to come and ask this man on. He be like, well, what did Gigi say? And be like, she said such and such. He be like,
ain't listen to him.
Right. He be like, so then, he be like, what your mama say? She said, come ask you. He be like, listen. And stuff like that. So, he be like, man, why the hell you got this girl coming and asking?
No, and I'm sitting here watching this damn race.
And stuff. And so, it just kind of went both ways. And I saying, like, my dad definitely wasn't still. He just did not want to be bothered.
Yeah, he
did not want to be bothered with shit. And, let my mama be the finance manager. She was the manager. She was the manager of the home.
He the CEO. She's
See,
the manager.
right.
He just signed
and
off
checks.
on
Exactly. He just cutting checks.
Man, because one thing that I really do want to get out of, I want to get out of the mindset of that, but one thing that I related to so much in the movie Fences. Have y'all seen that?
I haven't.
Y'all have to watch that movie. Y'all have to watch that.
I'm gonna give it a spin.
Is it on Netflix, HBO Max?
It's
you
on
should be able to find it somewhere.
Yeah.
But
Hulu.
one scene in that movie was he cashed his check. He had the envelope. He set it on the counter. He came home, set his entire check on the counter. She took it, did what she needed to do with it. He didn't even think about it. He didn't even count it. Was not worried whatsoever. And I was watching that movie just thinking like, yeah, I need me one like that. But I do need to get out of that. But
like to have her be the financial man or be like the manager of the household, like you just
like I make the money, I bring it home.
But you know what? As independent as I am, and as much as I try to have the non-traditional or traditional, exactly type of woman, that's what I want. I literally just want him to come home, or he ain't got to bring, the check. I just wake up Friday morning, the check is in the account, and then I'm like, boom, 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 boom. Or, and then I can be like, all right, this is what this happened, this would happen, this would happen, this happened. Be here at 9:30. All right, babe, thank you. And,
Did we just become best friends?
So, all right, so, in saying that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you believe that if a guy is the absolute breadwinner,
mm-hmm.
that it is like the woman's role should be that domestic role?
Not necessarily.
Because like what women are saying now is, I go get my own money.
There we go.
So,
and I will. Matter of fact,
do you think that the rise? Because I'm looking at it like, especially once you become married, it's a real financial contract.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, do you think, like you said, Chris, the rise of the independent woman going out into the workforce, do you think that's killing the traditional roles, the gender roles?
Yes. Because one thing that I thought about was,
because with that woman, and Robbie just said, if I made more than you, who had them pints on, Robbie? Like, I ain't never thought I wear no pints. But think about it though, like just in that line right there, she never thought that she wear no pants. So, but in all honesty, in that relationship between Sophia and Harpo, she wore the pants.
Mm-hmm. That's because Harpo was a little slow. When you really all think about it though, Harpo really
He did what he had to do to take care of his family.
He ain't thankful with his wife.
But think about it though, in the aspects of gender roles, Harpo fulfilled his gender role.
Oh yeah,
He built the juke joint. Mm-hmm. He ran it. He gave Sophia all the money, and he just sat there and pumped her full of babies.
I was gonna say this as well. The quickest way to get the ass from a woman, be handy.
Oh man, let me tell you.
Go through and build some shit.
Like this is shit I was working on.
You know,
this is shit I was working on.
Let's flash back to the last episode when we were talking about walking in the door and sucking dick. That might be the way. That might be the way I'll do it.
Okay.
Cause you tell me you done build an art. You done told me you done
in your spare time.
Exactly. You done been a little lumber. You done changed the alternator and hear something like that. Man, I'll give you some guard $2,000 off of that. That's what I need, and that's great. And I feel like that's a thing that's another lost art. And we probably got to cut this short because we can go on and on. We need a part 2.
Yeah, definitely a part 2.
Because I feel like that's another lost art or a lost thing or trade.
Men having trades.
Right. Or men being, right, knowing trades, knowing handy. Like, it's changing brake pads might be one thing, or, can do your oil change. I think you can do your own, you said you can do your own oil change, stuff like that.
Brakes.
Or whatever. And fix brakes. Oh, shit.
Yeah, both of them.
You might need to talk then.
Now, the cars I fuck with, they out of high school.
Oh. But I think that's a lost thing, and I guess in quote unquote traditional gender roles type deal, is that men ain't fixing shit anymore.
Now I was gonna add to that being handy, and you gotta be able to just pay for some shit off rip, like just
one of the two.
Yeah, if you can do either or, like damn, I don't know, this motherfucking light bill was $300. If you a nigga that can just be like, all right, here go $300.
But
so you don't necessarily have to be.
So the light bill situation is security, because she knows, damn, this nigga can just pay this $300 light bill with no question. He must got something going on.
Some kind of bitch.
And then with the fixing of something, that's the manly shit.
Yeah.
Like that lets her know as a woman that, hey, I'm dealing with a fucking man.
Yeah.
Like, girl, this nigga just came in here and fixed my motherfucking brakes, my alternator, and changed my oil. When he get back from this store,
and he screwed in light bulb.
When he get back from this store, I'm gonna fuck shit out of him. But that's like you said, that I think that trade shit was lost when it was a trade off. McDonald's, different world. Because we were talking, what were we told? Go to college. College, not trade school, college.
To the men out there that's building arcs and porches and all that stuff like that, and can fix a car at the same time and change my light bulb.
She might get that go out, 3
Yeah, you ain't gonna walk in the door get it immediately.
Yeah.
I got to see.
I got some other shit.
I got to see the arc being built. I got to see
buns on the invoice instead of the price of people say ass.
Man, yeah, we gotta stop right here. We gotta bring this back in a few weeks for the part 2.
Oh, most definitely. This is
very
spirited.
Very.
Make sure you guys leave comments so we know what you guys want to hear, or
please,
what we can say or speak to in the next part 2 of this.
And I'll say, tell a friend to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
Grandma.
Yeah.